Hello everyone, my name is Kinetic and welcome back to Kingdom Under Fire 2. In this video today I'm going to be talking about the 3 classes that are currently available in the beta. Also, this is going to, of course, do a lot of demonstration of what the combat is like and show how each of these classes is truly unique in their own way. We have the Berserker, we have the Spell Sword, and the Gunslinger. In the full release, the developers say that they are going to have 5 classes available, so this is just an early preview, especially because my characters are only level 12 currently. This is just an early preview of what the combat and these 3 classes can do, and later on I'll make more videos once I get to the level cap and the other classes are released. Before I get into talking about how each of these classes is very different and unique, first I'm going to start by talking about how they are similar. If we take a look at the hero's skill book here, all of the classes have this. They have basic skills at the top, which are leveled by spending gold, and they also have 2 specialties that are available to them. For the Gunslinger, he has shooting and swordsmanship, and for that you use skill points, which of course you get as you level. Another similarity is, along with a health bar, of course, each character comes with an SP pool. You can see down there at the bottom here, this is the health bar, and the blue bar is the SP. Over here we have the hotbar, and on the right of that are slots for potions. Also, as I mentioned before, there is no tab targeting, and you cannot lock on, therefore, of targets. It's all action and pretty much skill-based in terms of how you're going to be able to connect your attacks against your opponents. So I can do basic attacks by left-clicking, and that will perform sword attacks for the Gunslinger. Same for Berserker and also for the Spell Sword. By right-clicking, I get into a little bit of the specialty of what the class can do. For the Gunslinger, of course, it is a gun, which is pretty damn awesome. He can fire this in rapid succession, and wherever I turn the camera and right-click, that's where he's going to shoot. Same for left-clicking. You'll also notice on the screen that there are bullets here and an R, which represents the reload. That is for his more kind of super-powered version of his gun attacks, and you'll recognize something similar to this as well with the other classes, the Spell Sword and the Berserker. They all have a type of specialty resource that they use up from here. Currently I have 3 skills available to me. And the way that I typically attack, in whether it's minor enemies like this or in groups, is I may start with just a simple couple of attacks using left click. But for the most part, I really want to use my cooldowns. You want to use your cooldowns because, well, they have cooldowns. Notice that doesn't use any of my SP gauge whatsoever. Your SP gauge is actually used by your troop skills. For example, my number 3 down here is actually a troop skill. Friendly troop HP recovery 50%. This is really useful for keeping your troops healthy. And what's also interesting is, even though I can't do it right now, in the bigger battles when I am controlling troops, that can be used for them and also for my hero class. I don't recommend actually doing that though. Again, you have your own potions and things like that, so you shouldn't need to use that heal for yourself, and you should save it for your troops instead. Also, a big part of your survivability, and this is shared also with all 3 classes, is they have a charge or a dash of sorts that allows them to maneuver around opponents or move out of the way, more importantly, of really strong attacks. Blocking is also possible, but in doing so, you will still take damage, so it's best that you charge out of the way. This actually does use SP. You'll notice every time that I do this, it uses 3 SP, which isn't that big of a deal. This still pretty much means that you can dash a lot, but consider that the more that you use this, then the more SP you're draining, and if you are running out of SP quicker, that also means that your troops may have less healing unless you use an SP potion. That's what the blue potions are next to the red ones. The red ones are, of course, health potions, and the blue ones are for SP. They're not all that hard to get, the potions, so feel free to use those. I find that they come pretty easily as quest rewards. You can purchase them, you can craft them and things like that. No big deal. But just keep that in mind that when you're on the battlefield, these are some resources that you have to consider to manage. Alright, let's get into the combos and what the Gunslinger can do specifically. You probably already are wondering which buttons are what and how did I do something. Well, let's start with number 1, which is the Gunslinger's exceptionally powerful gun attack. And if I press reload, you see a really sweet reloading animation that is also combined with a sword attack. This is one of my favorite things about the Gunslinger. It really keeps him in the fight. Also, if I click like that right after I empty myself by using the 1 skill, I can do a quick reload and then continue blasting away with that skill. I cannot re-click R and reload again though. It's not an infinite reload and blast away. You get one quick reload like that and then you have to wait. You can reload again, of course, by reloading like that, but there's a slight delay there that prevents you from continuously blasting with that skill. So yeah, just to reiterate again, I think it's really important to use up your cooldown skills as much as possible and only use your basic skills when everything else is on cooldown. Mostly because your skills do tons more damage than what your basic attacks will do, be it left click or right click. These should only be used, in my opinion, for maybe opening up a little bit of an attack, or perhaps if an enemy is kind of a little bit off in the distance and you have a ranged attack, for example, like the Gunslinger, and you can just pull out your gun and shoot them to finish them off. That's probably best as well, instead of using a whole skill and its cooldown just to finish off somebody. This is also a very, very entertaining and fun special to do. There are debuffs, like in many RPGs here in Kingdom Under Fire 2. What just occurred there was my opponent was dazed, and so I was able to perform a special attack, which is ridiculously powerful. Another specialty type of attack is the downed attack. When an enemy gets knocked down onto the ground, all 3 classes have their own special way of dealing pain to them while they're down there, which is really, really nice. Those are also really important to take advantage of as well. Not just using your skills and keeping them on cooldown, but pretty much whenever you see especially somebody dazed, because those attacks tend to be extremely powerful and can target more than one enemy at a time. The downed is okay as well, but it is only kind of focusing on one character, and I don't feel like it's as beneficial when you could be doing, say, another skill that damages multiple enemies at the same time, such as that. One last thing that I can think of that all 3 classes share is that they have chain attacks. You may notice that every time I do a skill, it is composed of multiple attacks. That's actually because they are chained skills. So the number 2, if I press it one time, is simply that. if I want to chain it, which you will get as you unlock skills and passives for your hero from the hero skill book, those are performed by pressing the skill and then pressing left click or right click. Sometimes certain skills, for example that special attack right there, will automatically chain for you. So all I had to do for the dazed attack was simply press E, and then he'll perform the initial blast, and then because I've unlocked the next chain, he will automatically perform that. So this is something to get used to, which skills you have chains for, which ones you have to manually chain with left click or with right clicking. Having said all that, I think you guys realize that there is a lot of fun mixing of skills and things that you can do in combat, especially when you're going up against entire groups. That's when things get really, really entertaining. Thanks for watching this video on my quick class previews in Kingdom Under Fire 2. This is the preview of the Gunslinger. If you would like to see action from the Spell Sword and from the Berserker, definitely check out parts 2 and 3. And also, if you would like to see these classes in full action during a mission with an S rank, definitely check out my mission clears at the Battle for New Hampton. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Click the like button to support Kingdom Under Fire 2 videos, and stay subscribed because a lot more is coming up soon. Thanks for watching this video. My name is Kinetic. I'll see you next time.